power was out and I couldn't sleep, so I watched the rain through my window. It rains a lot in April. I like the sound of the rain. It makes all the other sounds so much quieter. My dad came in to check on me before he went to bed, but I only pretended to be asleep. The sounds in my head kept getting louder. It was like that for months. Mostly at night, but sometimes even at school. I took all the papers out of my backpack and put clothes and a toothbrush and Mr. Benny in. The sound said I had to go find them, and I couldn't do that at home. As quiet as I could, I snuck past my parents' room, and then I put on my jacket and rubber boots, and then I left the house. I walked for a long time. It felt like forever. But I found it, the place where the sounds came from. It was a huge building with a pointy roof. I walked around the inside for a few hours, and then I finally found the room. In the room I met the painted man. He doesn't have a real name, I don't think. All of his skin was covered with colors and paint. He was nice to me. Asked me how I got here, and then asked me if I hear sounds in my head. Yes, I said. He asked if I wanted them to go away. Yes, I said again. He said he could help me. He led me through a curtain at the end of the room, and then suddenly we were in a different building. We walked again for what felt like ever, and I kept asking him questions, but he wouldn't answer. And if he did, it would be confusing answers. But he was going to get rid of the sounds for me, so I kept following him. There were so many hallways and rooms behind curtains. Finally, we got to the room he wanted. It was an empty room, but there was a bowl on the table in the middle of the room. And behind the bowl was an old lady. She asked the painted man why he brought me here, and then they spoke in words that I didn't understand. She brought me closer to the bowl, and I saw it was full of water, and then she told me to look in it and asked me what I saw. I said I saw my reflection. The painted man didn't like that answer and told me to look again. He scared me now. The old lady told me that she was the Duchess, but then painted man called her ex-Duchess, which made her mad. She was nice to me and asked me to look again. I looked in the bowl again and saw me. But I wasn't me. I had colors all over me, just like the painted man. I told her this, and it made Painted Man angry. Cut her loose, he said. He told her that he came to her because he owed her for something, but that if she won't cut me loose, he'll hurt me until I'm not a problem for him anymore. If I wasn't scared before then, I was now. The sounds were so loud that I could barely hear them talking. Before I knew it, the ex-Duchess grabbed my hands, and she pulled out a knife and started to cut my fingers. My blood spilled into the water, and I got dizzy, and the sounds got louder than they ever had before. It sounded like screaming now, so much screaming. That was the last thing I remember before I woke up. I woke up in the painted man's arms. I was so scared I didn't even try to run away from him. He looked so strong that I don't think I could have run away, even if I wanted to. But something was different. The sounds, they were all gone. Finally, they were gone. We were walking down by the river. We came to a big set of stairs, and at the top of the stairs was another huge building. My blood was dripping on the ground as we walked, but no one even looked at us. It was like people couldn't see us, or maybe they didn't want to see us. He put me down on the lawn, and then he said, "You're a very lucky girl." And before he left, he said, "If I ever see you again, you won't be so lucky, so forget this ever happened." And he walked away and left me there. Then a few hours later, the policeman found me and took me back to my parents. I'm so happy that the sounds are gone, but as hard as I try, I will never forget the painted man.